Everyone online loves to talk about wins, and I used to do that too. The big launches, the highlight reels, but after a while, I realized something. People don't actually connect with that. They don't connect with perfection. They connect with the truth. And the truth is, for me, is that business has humbled me way more than it's rewarded me. So instead of pretending like I've got it all figured out, I want to share the 7 lessons that have hit me the hardest, the ones that have changed the way that I think, lead, and grow. And if you're building something and it's not going as smoothly as you hoped, which is pretty much all of us, this might help you breathe a little bit easier. I've been doing this for years, and yeah, there's been some big wins, but there's also been a lot of face plants. Every one of these lessons that I'm about to share with you came from getting knocked down and me figuring out how to stand back up. Lesson number 1: people buy what they say they want, not what you think they need. Early on in my business career, in my coaching career, I made products that I thought people would need. Then I would launch them, right? I would go try to find people that I built my courses for, or I made a PDF for. And every time it was always crickets. And the lesson here is that nobody ever asked for those products that I made. I thought they would want them. I thought they would need them. And we've all done that, where we've spent hours or sometimes weeks building courses and nobody bought them. And it's really disheartening, and it can make you give up, which is why I do everything backwards now, which is really the right way to do it. Is I build the audience first, go collect a group of people who are interested in something and getting better at something or learning about something, who have a problem. Find out what they want. Literally ask them what they want. And when they tell you, that's what you make for them. And when you do that and you charge them money for it, you're going to make money every single time. Every time I do that, every time I ask my audience what they want and they tell me, and I come back to them and I say, hey, that thing you said you wanted, here it is. Here's how you can go buy it. I make sales every single time. Not some of the time, every single time. So if you never want to launch to crickets again, do this. Find out what they want, make it for them, charge them money for it. It's the easiest way to make money and to save yourself a lot of time. Lesson number 2, this is a big one. We are in the reminding business, not the selling business. I come from a sales background. I was in sales for 25 years in corporate, and then another 5 plus in my coaching business. For the longest time, I was just taught like, hey, get people on the phone or talk to them and close them, sell them, right? Sell them stuff they don't even necessarily need. This just started to feel kind of icky for not only me, but also for the prospects. Like if you've ever bought anything online and you get a free call, or or you're encouraged to get on a call, people don't show up to calls because they're afraid that they don't want to get pitched. They don't want to get sold the next thing. So I stopped doing that. On all of my one-to-one calls, I never sell a thing. I never even mention it. I let the clients bring it up. And I do this because I'm reminding them about my offers all the time. So this is going to help you if you're afraid of sales, is to think reminding. You have an offer, you have something to sell that costs money, that solves a problem. If it's a good offer, you just remind people about it constantly. You do that on social media. You do that on your YouTube videos. If you have school communities like I do, you're reminding people of what you have. You do it everywhere. I've made lots of videos on this. We are in the reminding business. We are not in the selling business. It's a huge shift for you and your business. Lesson number 3, waiting and analyzing has cost me millions of dollars, literally millions of dollars. I have over-researched, I've over-planned, I've waited too long to launch, I've second-guessed, and it's just cost me huge. Every second that I do that I wait, that I sit in decision mode, it's costing me money. It's costing you money. Every pivot that you make going from one idea to the next just resets the clock, and it starts all over again. And all of a sudden you do that, a good 10 to 15 years can go by. That's what happened to me. We all hear the term, done is better than perfect. And I like to take that a step further and be like, there is no perfect. So just do the damn thing. You're never going to make it perfect. You just got to make it good enough so that you launch it. And then you just continue to keep tweaking it and making it better and better by getting feedback from your audience, from your clients, so that you can make the product or service that you're offering even better. The actual market, your clients, will teach you faster than any spreadsheet will or any ChatGPT thread ever will. The people, again, going back to one of the previous lessons, okay, people buy what they say they want, not what ChatGPT says that they need, okay? Ask them, make it for them. Every time that I waited to be ready, I paid the price in time and money and momentum. Like, I don't even know what ready means. So we got to stop that. Lesson number 4, the comparison trap. This is a tough one. There was a time when I just couldn't stop comparing my growth to everyone else. Like, I would be scrolling on social media and I would look at other people and be like, oh, I can do that. How are they doing that? And it just became really distracting and discouraging as well, right? Where I was looking at other people that I didn't even care about, that I didn't even want to be like them. Which is why you got to watch it. Everyone's showing the highlight reel. And I'm telling you, those people that are showing the highlight reel, they are getting the face plants too. They're getting punched in the nose. They're just not telling you about it because that's a marketing strategy. So the comparison trap is really, really dangerous because when you look sideways, like imagine you're driving in a car and you have to look in front of you. Sure, you got to look, you got to use your peripherals, but if you're constantly looking this way, you're constantly looking that way, it's like you can't get anywhere. You move slower. You got to look in front of you. You got to focus on what you're doing because you're not trying to live their life. You're trying to live your life. And look, when you compare yourself to other people, a couple things happen. Number one, you're putting that on them. You're putting that comparison trap or that feeling of, hey, he's doing this or she's doing this. Like, they don't want to hear that because you don't know what they went through to get to where they are, right? So just leave that be. One of the best things I ever did was unfollow a bunch of people on social media. I just stopped listening to them. This way I couldn't see what they were doing. So I just quit it. And that allowed me to focus on what I was doing. And every time I see that happening, because sure, I'll look at other people and be like, oh my goodness, they're a little bit ahead of me. It's like, let them be ahead of me. I don't want what they want necessarily. I'm focused on what I'm doing. So be very, very careful with the comparison trap. Lesson number 5 is relatability. There is a enormous opportunity right now with the surge of AI coming into the marketplace. Trust is at an all-time low. We hear about this term, trust recession. People are craving human connection. One of the things that I hear a lot on my videos, in my school communities, just overall feedback on my one-to-one calls that I do as well is, hey, Brian, you're a relatable person. You seem like an everyday person. And I'm not trying to be that way. I'm just being that way. I'm not trying to be somebody else. I'm not trying to be the expert because I'm not an expert. I don't have it all figured out. I'm being me and I'm sharing my insights. I'm sharing my stories and I'm sharing what I've learned. And I'm also sharing my losses, right? Which is really important. The thing that I want you to understand is that there's just a massive opportunity with AI, but there's an even bigger opportunity from my viewpoint with relatability and a human connection, which is one of the reasons I do one-to-one calls and I do a lot of calls, period, because that connection is something that AI will never be able to replicate. And we as human beings always want that. So I want you to trust your story, right? And trust your story, and the relatability is going to be what people connect with. And that's why they're going to buy from you, because they want to feel like you're one of them, right? Like, hey, the Brian guy, he sounds like me. He's saying the same stuff that I've gone through, right? Relatability is currency. Be human and you'll win. Trust me, you will. Lesson number 6, lessons over wins, losses rock. I'm going to say that again, really important. Lessons over wins, losses rock. People don't connect with my highlight reel. They don't. They connect with the bruises, right? The stuff that I share. The moments that I've messed up, lost money or almost quit, which happens a lot. That's what builds the trust, because I'm not constantly sharing all of the wins. It's like, okay, this guy is actually sharing the losses too. And it doesn't make you look weak. It's real. Everyone has the losses. I put out a recent post lately where I just crossed 300 paid members across both of my communities, Mindset Skool and my mastermind. And in that same post, I said, while I have 300 members, over 100 have left. They've churned. They stopped paying me. And you really don't see that all that much. And in the comments on that post that I put out, a lot of people said, I love that you shared that 100 people left. And the light bulb went off. It's like, this is the stuff that people are connecting with, not the 300. They were like, congrats on that. But hey, you lost the 100. Thanks for telling us that it hasn't been a straight line up all the time. Wins impress people. Losses connect with them. Really, really critical. Okay, lesson number 7. If you don't have big targets, you won't allow yourself to hit them. Let that sink in for a second. But what it means is, when I thought small, I stayed small. The moment I gave myself permission to start thinking bigger, to dream bigger, everything started to expand. Even if you miss a big goal, you land somewhere amazing, somewhere bigger than you are right now, right? And your mindset never goes back. It usually doesn't. Sometimes it does, but that's the play there, is that you're not going to go backwards, and you'll never hit a target that you don't set. You'll never hit it. I'll give you a perfect example. If you're earning $5,000 a month right now and you want to earn 10, right? You want to double up. Like, that might seem big for you. Man, that's going to be difficult. $50,000 a month is the target that you would look at setting. And you may not get there, but you could get to 20, right? You've gone from 5 to 50 in your brain thinking. So you basically 10x'd your income in your mind. Now you're thinking bigger, and you're going to start acting bigger, doing things that you haven't done before, getting out of the comfort zone, taking a little bit more risk, right? Making bigger moves, putting yourself out there. What if you got to 20? Then you'd be like, wow, well, I didn't get the 50, but I got to 20. I 4x'd my income. Then when you're at 20, 50 all of a sudden doesn't seem so out of reach. It's like, now I just have to go a little bit more than double. Instead of 4x, it's a little more than double. And that's going to be way more achievable, because you're essentially doing the same exact things that got you from 5,000 to 20,000. You're just doing way more of them. You might have to hire some people, right? You might have to just work a little bit harder. You might have to double down, literally double down, to get to the 50. And then that just keeps going and going as you climb up the ladder here, right? So yeah, those are my 7 lessons. Business has a way of humbling you. The face plants are real. They're going to happen, and they're really, really not that bad. You can get up and dust yourself off. If you're learning, you're still in the game, right? And staying in the game is the whole point. These lessons, or these face plants, are the things that make us better, not the wins, because those don't happen as much as the losses do. So I hope you enjoyed these 7 lessons. Let me know if one in particular stuck out to you, or if you have a lesson that you've learned in your business. Feel free to share it. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.